October 25th, 1944. It's the Philippines. America was closing in on Japan's final defensive ring. If the Philippines fell, Japan's war machine would be strangled completely. Japan knew this, and they sent everything they had left. Admiral Kurita's center force was the Pacific's strongest fleet: 4 battleships, 8 cruisers, 11 destroyers, including Yamato, the most powerful battleship ever built. Standing between this fleet and the invasion fleet was Taffy3, a unit so small, so lightly armed, it wasn't even designed for combat. It was an escort group. Its job was to protect supply ships. Taffy3's largest guns were 5 inches, while Yamato was armed with a monstrous 18-inch guns, set to overpower, outranging, and outclassing anything they had. At 6:45 in the morning, a lookout on one of Taffy3's carriers spotted something on the horizon. Japanese pagoda masts. The entire center force was bearing down on them at full speed, and there was nowhere to run. Commander Ernest Evans of the USS Johnston didn't wait for orders. He turned his destroyer directly toward the Japanese fleet and attacked alone, one destroyer charging 32 warships. Evans launched his torpedoes at the Kumano, 3,000-pound explosive slicing through the water. Then, impact. Her bow was blown clean off. One destroyer had just crippled a heavy cruiser. But then the Johnston took a hit, 3 14-inch shells from a Japanese battleship, then 3 more from a cruiser. Bridge destroyed. Evans lost 2 fingers, wrapped his hand, and kept fighting. The other destroyers saw what Evans did and followed him in. The Hole and Hirman charged straight at the Japanese fleet, firing everything they had and laying smoke screens to hide the carriers behind them. The escort carriers, the jeep carriers, began launching every plane they had. Pilots took off with whatever was loaded: bombs, torpedoes, depth charges meant for submarines. Some ran out of ammunition, fake attack passes, just to keep the Japanese ships turning and disrupting their aim. For 2.5 hours, these tiny ships fought on. The Johnston took over 40 hits, still firing. The Hole, 40 hits, still firing. Not built to endure punishment, but taking it. Then something happened. Admiral Kurita, commanding the Pacific's strongest fleet, suddenly ordered withdrawal. With Taffy3 nearly destroyed, he mistook attacks and airstrikes for a far larger force. The Johnston sank at 9:45 a.m. Commander Evans was last seen on the deck as it went under, giving orders until the water took him. He was 27 years old. He was awarded the Medal of Honor posthumously. 594 men from Taffy3 died that morning. Many survived the sinking, only to spend 2 days in shark-infested waters before rescue arrived. Taffy3, a handful of escort ships with no business being in that fight, had turned back the most powerful fleet Japan had left. They won because they refused to accept that they could lose. Remember their names.